This is the Martini Mortgage Podcast with Kevin Martini.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in. I am Kevin Martini, the branch manager and mortgage strategist with the Martini Mortgage Group at Benchmark Mortgage. And this is a special episode of the Martini Mortgage Podcast. This is episode 16, the August 2018 edition of the Martini Angle. Now, if you are new to the Martini Mortgage Podcast, you're probably asking, what the heck is the Martini Angle? Every month, I curate relevant information regarding the housing market and the mortgage markets to help educate the Martini Mortgage Group clients, partners, and the real estate community with not just the news, but the data behind a lot of the things that are happening in this market right now. Simply put, the Martini Angle is a comprehensive walkthrough of the most up-to-date information regarding the real estate market and other information that one in the real estate arena, either as a consumer or a professional, needs to know. It is my goal that the Martini Angle will simply and effectively communicate the current market environment to a home buyer, to a home seller, or to a real estate professional. Now, for the first time ever in the Martini Podcast history, and for the first time ever in the Martini Angle history, and for the first time in 36 months, the year-over-year inventory numbers were in the positive. This is not just news. This is great news. It's my opinion, this is a signal of a turn. Granted, it's not much of a turn if you looked at the data on a graph, but keep the eye on the ball. It is still a turn. When you look at year-over-year inventory level charts, there is a ton of red which denotes negative year-over-year inventory. However, last month, July 2018, the inventory was up, and this is the first time it was up in 36 months. Now, I will be monitoring this data set, and we'll keep you posted in future editions of the Martini Angle. Now, don't go crazy, because this is only 1 month of data denoting a shift. However, when looking at the chart year-over-year inventory levels, since January 2018, this has been a trend that has been developing. Again, stay tuned to the Martini Mortgage Podcast for more incoming episodes. Now, I do not want to overstate a 1 month move. I believe it is critical that I share it, even though there is a modest year-over-year inventory increase. The current inventory levels are far below where they need to be to satisfy the demand appetite that is out there. Now, let me talk about supply and demand for a moment. Looking at the data from the National Association of Realtors and Showing Times, we are seeing that buyer demand has shrunk from March 2018 to April 2018 to May 2018 and even June of 2018, which happens to be the most recent data available. Now, I could make an argument that the decrease in demand is because there is less inventory on the street and just not enough homes to show prospective buyers. In June 2018, the buyer demand is still up. However, the supply of homes year over year is up too. Important to note, we just have to keep an eye on this because the market may be slowing down a little bit. However, 1 month of data does not signal a market shift. I also want to highlight that this is a good thing, because what may be happening is we may be witnessing the market starting to balance. The increase in inventory is not necessarily at the price point that has the most pressure. You see, the shortage of inventory is most pronounced with entry-level homes, the ones that first-time home buyers desire, and the ones that move-up markets desire too. Right now, we still do not have anywhere near the amount of listings for this demand. I believe there are 4 different price points in the housing market. There is the low price point. There is the low to middle price point. There is the middle to moderate price point. And there is the high price point. Essentially, every market has 4 quadrants of homes. And a high price home in Raleigh, North Carolina may not be the same high price home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Does that make sense? Based on data from CoreLogic, the year-over-year change in price for the low-priced homes is up 9.4%. Low to middle homes were up 8.4% year-over-year. Middle to moderate are up 7.2% year-over-year. And high-priced homes year-over-year are up 5.9%. This echoes my sentiment that I shared earlier. The supply issue with first-time home buyers and entry-level buyers is very pronounced with the move-up buyer too. This is why these 2 brackets show higher year-over-year change, in my opinion, than the other 2 brackets. Now, earlier I shared that the overall inventory is equalizing, and it is. However, if you look at the starter home market, only inventory, then that inventory is down 14.2% year over year, and home prices are up 9.4%. It is my opinion the pressure in the starter home arena is going to remain, and it's going to remain for some time. Now, why do I say this? The starter home market, on the aggregate, derives from younger people, and younger people are millennials. And the millennials are going to be buying homes, and this will keep pressure for this housing segment. Bold statement, isn't it? But I am bold. So let me break down the factors that impact millennial homeownership probability. So, what is the factor that impacts millennial homeownership probability? Well, one life event is marriage. The probability of a millennial buying a home when they are married increases 14.9%. Another life event is when a millennial has a child. The probability of homeownership increases an additional 6.2%. So here is the Kevin Martini factor talking point. The chances that a millennial is going to buy a home goes up 25% when they get married and have a child. I have a news flash. I am not as young as I look or sound. I am not a millennial. Millennials are not like my generation. They're different. For example, I have been married to my high school sweetheart, Ronnie, for over 30 years. Millennials will get married, but not necessarily in the timeline like Ronnie and I did. They may get married in their late 20s. They might get married in the early 30s, but they will get married. And when they get married in the early 30s, they're getting into their mid-30s until they have children. Now, the older millennials are starting to reach this age. I believe there will be strong demand for move-up homes. And as the younger millennials enter the market, this will create more demand for starter homes. If you are new to the Martini Angle, I know what you are saying right now. This Kevin Martini is a housing market and mortgage geek. If you are saying that, thank you. My grandmother always used to tell me if I love what I do and if I master what I do, then I will never work a day in my life. My grandmother was 100% correct. When getting advice on financing your home, you really want someone, and you need to seek someone like me that has a servant heart to help educate you on the pros and the cons. Because homeownership is not right for everybody, and it is critical that you know before you owe. This is what I do every day at the Martini Mortgage Group at Benchmark Mortgage. I love what I do, and I love who I do it with, and I love who I do it for. If you or someone you know has questions about the housing market, questions about the current home loan rate environment, or the current mortgage products available, simply give Kevin Martini or Alex Martini or Logan Martini a call at 919-238-4934. Our family is your family lender. Check this out, and I'll be right back.
The Martini Mortgage Group makes real estate dreams a reality with trusted advice in a stress-free environment with great rates and on-time closings while providing a world-class experience. If you or someone you know has questions about the current mortgage rates or the current mortgage programs, please reach out to the Martini Mortgage Group at 919-238-4934.
Now on with the Martini Angle, and I want to focus on the affordability to purchase a home. According to a survey of millennials that was done by First American, 3 out of 10 millennials feared overall affordability, and they considered home affordability an obstacle. Now, if you are in that 30% of folks surveyed, let me share this with you. When you look at consumer house buying power from 1991 to today, you will see that house buying power, when you take a look at price and interest rate and you take a look at the current income, has increased over this period of time, 1991 to today. That should not be surprising to you or anyone. In fact, the increase pretty dramatic when interest rates dropped. Again, this should not be surprising. But if we pepper in the median house price, we will see that from 1991 all the way to the boom in 2005, that is where the two data points met. But in 2006, we saw median home prices drop. In fact, they dropped pretty dramatically after 2006. This means home prices dropped even though people were making more money. And now prices are going up, and so are incomes. And at the same time, interest rates are going down. So housing power was continuing to increase. The spread, or how much one can buy based on change in income and interest rates and the median home price, is very large. And that means right now, homes are very affordable. In fact, in my opinion, they are very affordable. But there is that person you met at the barbecue last weekend that had negative things to say about home affordability. They shared with you homes aren't affordable anymore because they're only looking at price point. And looking only at one data point, they may have a very valid argument. Here is the Martini factor talking point. If we look into the future, prices are going to continue to go up to some degree. And this is echoed by the home price expectation survey that is done by Pulsenomics. And interest rates are going to continue to go up to a more normal rate based on Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the Mortgage Bankers Association, and the National Association of Realtors. Oh, by the way, mortgage rates with the Martini Mortgage Group at Benchmark Mortgage right now are epic. So I believe there will never be a more affordable time to purchase a home than today. looking into the future, it's going to be less affordable to own a home as we move forward. So when the people are talking about affordability, what are they talking about and why are you waiting? Also, when you're taking a look at mortgage interest rates, you might say, well, with interest rates rising, impact on home affordability will be significant. And you may be correct. However, we are not at the level to be concerned about that right now. The experts do believe that interest rates will rise in the coming months and years, and it is important to note that a 1% movement in interest rates reduces one's buying power by 10%. Again, right now, mortgage rates with the Martini Mortgage Group at Benchmark Mortgage are epic. In addition, the spread between how much one can buy based on change in income and interest rates versus the median home price is very large. And that means right now, homes are very affordable. What are you waiting for? If you are currently in a starter or a trade-up house that no longer fits your needs, and you are looking to step into a bigger home that will fit your needs, now is the time to list your house for sale and make your dreams come true. If you are renting right now and paying your landlord's mortgage for them, now is the time to make your real estate dreams come true. If the right thing for you and your family is to purchase a home this year, it is my opinion that buying sooner rather than later could lead to substantial savings. Call the Martini Mortgage Group at Benchmark Mortgage so we can get together to evaluate your opportunities. I believe that buying a home is a process, not an event. And the process starts with having price and cost clarity before reaching out to a real estate agent or even looking at homes online. If you want simple and trusted advice, if you want a mortgage process that is stress-free, and if you want a world-class experience and mortgage management after you close, then reach out to either me, Kevin Martini, or Alex Martini, or Logan Martini with the Martini Mortgage Group at Benchmark Mortgage. Simply call 919-238-4934. Thanks for listening to episode 16 of the Martini Mortgage Podcast, the Martini Angle, August 2018 edition. You can find a video portion of this episode with some graphs and data I have shared in this episode by visiting www.martinimortgagegroup.com. Again, thank you for listening. And remember, it does not matter how big your house is. It matters how happy your home is. Know that our family is your family lender.
Thanks for listening to the Martini Mortgage Podcast with mortgage strategist Kevin Martini. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Martini Group and check out our website at martinimortgagegroup.com. Tune in next week for another episode of the Martini Mortgage Podcast. The information contained in this podcast presentation is for general product information purposes only. Arklatex Financial Services, LLC, NMLS number 2143, doing business as Benchmark Mortgage, makes no representations or warranties of any kind expressed or implied about the completeness, reliability, suitability, or availability with respect to the information, products, or services. All loans subject to borrower qualifying. Other restrictions may apply. Branch Manager Kevin Martini, NMLS number 143962. Branch located at 5650 Six Forks Road, Suite 101, Raleigh, North Carolina 27609. Contact the branch by calling 919-238-4934. Equal housing opportunity.